boy was chased by the police. He ran very quickly into their house. His older brother saw him, his shirt and hands stained with blood. He was shocked. His brother was shaking in fear and could not speak. The older brother looked down from the window and sees a fleet of police cars, their sirens blowing. "We're giving you 5 minutes to surrender," said the voice. He told his younger brother, "Give me your shirt. I need to wash off the bloodstains." A few minutes later, the younger brother heard their back door slam. He looked and saw his older brother walking towards the police, wearing his shirt with hands in the air. He screamed with tears, "What are you doing? No, brother, no!" They took him away. Days passed. It was his trial. His younger brother sat in the courtroom, tear-filled eyes watching his older brother being sentenced for life for the crime he knew nothing about. He couldn't hold himself. He ran to the judge and screamed, "It was me! Please leave my brother! He's innocent!" Tears in his eyes. Then suddenly, the police rushed in and showed a CCTV footage proving the boy's innocence. The real culprit had been caught. "Why did you do that?" he asked his older brother. He replied, "I'm your big brother. I'll give my life for you." A boy was sleeping in the class while the teacher taught. The teacher angrily bangs on his table. "Why are you sleeping? You're very lazy. I'll tell your mother." The kids in the class all laughed. The boy did the same thing every day. The teacher was very furious and decided to secretly follow him home. As she walked behind, she noticed the boy did not go home, but stopped at a car wash and started to wash a car. After half an hour, he was paid, and he bought food and rushed to the hospital. The teacher was amazed at seeing that he was taking those to his sick grandmother. She asked a nurse at the hospital, "Can I see his parents?" The nurse replied, "Oh, they died in a car accident. Poor child. He stays with his grandma now." She felt guilty and ashamed of how she had treated him. Next day in school, he was sleeping again. The kids started to laugh, but the teacher asked them to be quiet. She quickly covered him with a blanket. He wakes up and sees a bundle of money on his desk. He was shocked, and the kids were all smiling this time. "Why are you all smiling?" he shouted. Then he learned that his classmates had contributed money for his grandma. A boy meets his mother and asked, "Mom, why do I have a scar on my face?" The mom explained that when they were little, his older brother mistakenly hurt him while they were fighting. The boy got furious and ran to his older brother. "You are evil! You did this to me! I hate you!" The boys grew up not talking to each other. Their mother died without reconciling them. The brothers married and had children, yet they didn't speak to each other. But they missed each other. The older brother will say to himself, "If only my brother would let me see him and apologize." The younger one will say, "If only he will come and say I'm sorry, I'll forgive him." Many years passed. Nothing changed. One day, the younger brother's phone rang. "Hello, I'm your brother's wife. He's very sick in the hospital. I pray he gets well," said the brother, but he didn't visit. Then one day, news came to him. His older brother has a stroke. He could neither speak nor move. By the time his brother arrived, he had passed away. He left him a note. "Dear brother, I miss you so much. My greatest regret in life was not having the courage to say I'm sorry. Let our children love each other and never be like us. This is my dying wish." A boy and his two friends were talking about their dads. The first boy said, "My dad's rich. He buys me anything I want." "My dad's tall and handsome," said the second. It was the boy's turn. He said nothing. "Tell us about your dad, Steve," yelled the boys. Well, my dad can't walk," he replied. The boys laughed. He got home that day and walks up to his dad, sitting on a wheelchair with a scar on his face. "Why are you ugly, Dad?" The dad smiled and said, "Are you having a bad day, son?" He said nothing and left. Next day in school, he meets his friend. "Can I be your brother?" "What? Why?" "So I can share your dad." "Ha ha, that's impossible," said his friend. The boy grew up and went to college. One day his dad sends him a letter. He throws it into the drawer unopened. "Get lost." A week passed. His mom comes to his school. "Your dad's been very sick in the hospital." "That man is not my dad." "Son," said the mom, "when you were little, our house was burning and you were trapped. Your dad jumped from the building carrying you in his arms. He can't walk since then." The boy quickly pulled out the letter, tears flowing down his face. "Son, you may not like me, but I always love you." One day, a young lady got a job at a big restaurant as a chef. At work, she noticed there were 3 chefs in the restaurant, a lady, a man, and an old lady. The two always bullied the old lady because she had very good culinary skills. One day, they secretly added too much salt to her portion. The customers were very angry, and many left without finishing their food. The manager scolded the old lady. "Do you know how much we lost today? One more mistake and you're fired." She was forced to eat all the food. The old lady cried. The young lady hugged her and consoled her. "Why do you always help me?" she asked the young girl. "I was always bullied when I was little, she said, smiling. Then one day they made her trip over while carrying a tray of wine, crashing everything. As the manager was furiously yelling at her, the boss arrived. Mom, what are you doing in this place? He asked. Everyone, including the manager, was shocked. She's the founder of this restaurant and its 20 branches, said the boss. How dare you even talk to her? The old lady smiled and said, I came to observe how you treat people here. Please forgive us, cried the chefs. She looked at the two chefs. No pay for 2 months, pointing at the young lady. She's my new manager. Then to the manager she said, you're fired.